going on YouTube and Rumble? This will be a dual platform video simply because I don't want to shoot it twice. And bend over. You're going to pay more. That's an important topic. So that's why I'm doing a dual format or a dual platform video. Today is January 18th, 2025. Damn, feels just like yesterday was Christmas. As usual, nothing in this video is financial advice. Do your own research, form your own opinions. These are just mine. Also, real quick, if you want to get back to the channel at no additional cost to you, MoneyMetals link in the description below. If you could hit the like, subscribe, leave a comment, and do the same on my Rumble channel, which is also in the link in the description below, that would be greatly appreciated. So let's talk about it. You are going to pay more for insurance, most likely. I talked to my insurance agent. He said renters and car insurance with that company is going to be going up 35 to 40% in response to the California and North Carolina travesties. And yeah, I'm doing a little shopping for car insurance. And I actually found a company that's $60 less. So, a month. So I think I'm going to be making that switch coming up. But food for thought. You know, and yeah, it sucks. It's a horrible situation. I will say, and I'm not siding with the insurance companies. I'm not trying to minimize people's loss. It's absolutely tragic, but I understand why a lot of them refuse to continue with policies when fire management was not, you know, done correctly by the government. And when fire hydrants were running dry, if I was an insurance company, I wouldn't want to insure that either. I think Newsom ought to be held liable. That's just my personal opinion, because it's absolutely tragic. All right, moving right along. This video's for you, Ken. A gentleman posted on Facebook in a silver group that I'm in yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. And see, he's right. When he posted this, he says, if you invest in BlackRock and places like Vanguard, you are investing against your own best interest. And he's correct, because they buy up a lot of assets, they have a lot of power. But where he's incorrect is if you're not riding that train and increasing your asset holdings in paper markets to increase profitability, you're also doing yourself a disservice. And I simply responded with, I store my wealth in precious metals. I use markets to gain that wealth, and this is where I store it, right? Boy, he did not like that. He started calling me all kinds of colorful names, a Wall Street shill. By the way, you know, if Wall Street's paying me, y'all are late on the checks, okay? I posted all kinds of, you know, pictures of returns. In fact, I didn't have my phone ready. I'll bring it up right now. I posted my year-to-date return, which is, it's been a light year. Year-to-date is like 117%. Let me see if y'all can see this. But all time, what's that say? All-time return, over 1,000%. I think it's actually a little higher than that. I think some things dropped off. And my point to him was this. You're not going to make an extreme amount of wealth by saving yourself there, right? This is where you store it. Land, gold, silver. I got some platinum somewhere around here. Real estate, businesses, things like that. That's where you store it. And yeah, you can make your wealth in real estate and businesses, but he's a physical guy, so I'm talking in that respect. And he wouldn't see it. And the things he said, you know, he says silver produces an annual return of 10%. Yeah, if you type the question into Google, that's what comes up. But let's look at that for a minute, okay? First of all, inflation in my lifetime is well over 200%. Okay? Inflation's accumulative. If it goes up 4% one year and 6% the next year, it doesn't reset and just go up 6% that particular year. It's up 10% over the last 2 years. That's how it works. People don't think about that. I started stacking silver about March of 2008. Silver was about $20 an ounce. Right now, we're sitting at about $30.56. Okay. That's not 10% a year. Not for me. time frames matter. Charts are skewed. A lot of these people will take silver at its starting point, and if it goes down and then goes back up, they consider the whole thing an increase. So let's say it's $20 and goes down to 15 and then goes up to 22. A lot of these charts are going to report that as it went from $15 to 22 in their percent. That's not true. It went up $2 in that scenario. Food for thought. And then he says things like, I'm mad that he was able to retire early, and then he questions whether I stack. And of course I thanked my personal God that he said that, because I used that as an opportunity to invite him to come over onto the YouTube channel and the Rumble channel and see how consistently I unbox, get an idea of my stack. And of course, I don't got to prove nothing to you. Well, you gave me a challenge, and I invited you to come, and I knew you wouldn't, because people like you never do. I proved you wrong on everything you said about the markets. When you told me, oh, the market's going to crash, you're going to lose all your cash, I told him I have a base stack of wealth. So even if that does happen, which it won't, corrections happen in metals, they happen in markets. That's when you buy more, right? It's just no different. Corrections happen. What he doesn't understand is that for the dollar to fail, and he's one of those types, people have to lose faith in it. Okay? We're not on the gold standard anymore. People don't understand what money is. People have faith in the dollar overall. Not so much us, but people overall. People have faith in markets. If markets start to fail, they simply pump money into it. And he goes on to say how markets are fake. Absolutely they're fake. They're inflated. All kinds of markets. But guess what? The profits are real. You take some of the profits out, you buy some physical assets, you leave some in to play with. It's just that simple. That's how it's done. And he couldn't take it. He was very, very upset. And I started going through the comments, and the people that said similar things to me, he just absolutely couldn't handle it. Immediately, the name calling and things that came out of his mouth tell me exactly how his brain has been poisoned, how his thinking has been poisoned. Names like Chris Duane come to mind. By the way, one of the most entertaining YouTube channels that ever existed, not going to lie. Certain bullion dealer shills that push and pump. About 5 other channels, I'm not going to name names, that push and pump. And what's interesting, much like this Ken gentleman, the shills and the pumpers and the pushers never seem to show me any metal. They never seem to show me any arrivals. And this is a big reason why I unbox, because number one, let there be no question that I love metals and I love to stack. Let there be no question that I do stack. But it's funny how a lot of these people that are pushing stuff and poisoning people like Ken's thinking never seem to show me much. Isn't that interesting? He made the accusation that I was upset that he was able to retire early. Again, I can't verify whether or not this is true because he hasn't shown me anything, but I tried to explain to him, I'm glad you retired early. There's just a better way to do it. Not all of us are like nickel stacking that bought silver at $4 an ounce in 1999 or 98, whatever, when he started. Not all of us have the opportunity to ride that train, to get to where other people got. And people tend to approach things from their experience only. That's not going to happen for the rest of us. It's just not. You know, he talks about how gold or how silver is used in EV, and it's far more useful than gold. It should be worth a whole lot more and valued a whole lot higher than it is, but it doesn't matter. The markets don't see it that way. The governments don't see it that way. The world doesn't see it that way. The people don't see it that way. They like this, even though it has hardly any use compared to this. It's just the way it is. You know, just like now with the tragedies in the world, you know, in the U.S., there's an obvious way that we can profit from that. Not off people's, you know, misfortune, but there's money to be made if you're paying attention. That's all I got. Hope you all have a great day, and don't forget, keep stacking.